Have you seen the 01 Light?
Oh, the robot. I haven't seen the light
No.
version.
It's this. You know the movie Her?
Yeah.
How it's an AI operating system.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that.
Oh yeah, the opening.
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
But yeah, that kind of blew me away.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then Jensen Wong's keynote.
Mm.
That's a bit crazy.
It was okay. The robots at the end was awesome.
I didn't get to the end yet.
Oh right,
so
I've
behind.
spoiled it. I spoiled it.
No.
Spoiled it, sorry.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
No,
to
it's
see
good.
this
It's good.
stuff.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, so you've got a job at Microsoft, Peter.
I just doing contract work over there because they're trying to get early access to GPT-5.
That's what my daughter made for me.
Oh wow!
What?
It's like a Wally.
How old is she?
She's 19.
Okay, that's okay. I get it now. 'Cause,
Yeah. She always said she was going to build me a robot army, but she
Yeah,
started
that's
now. So that's the
fantastic.
first one.
yeah.
Making them wheels, mate. Making them wheels.
Making
That's
them
what I wanted.
wheels.
She made my dream. Making them wheels.
Yeah. Still work with the KPMG guys because they're like deploying what they built, like an AI accelerator, and then now they're deploying it with Microsoft to other clients.
Oh, we're doing K-pop this year.
Yeah, nice.
What have I got?
CBA. CBA's got the Microsoft AI as well, the dedicated AIs in there.
Yeah, we're playing with Copilot, Windows Copilot. I'm on the beta,
Nice.
Wait,
but
you with Commonwealth Bank?
yeah, like CBA, yeah,
I did work for Commonwealth Bank.
yeah,
That was one of the first jobs I ever did.
yeah. I've been working there for nearly 14 years now.
I did the first project online home loan application,
Ah,
front end,
Oh,
client
wow.
side. It was called Project OHLA, OHLA,
what year?
97.
That's before my time.
And it wasn't
Oh,
even
gee.
like they had Hutchinson, which was another third party that did the framework, and they would write the most ridiculous stuff. Like if I drag the mouse over the text, it goes blue. I mean, that's just browser, isn't it? It's like, what am I supposed to do? This is 97. We couldn't even use JavaScript and JScript because of Explorer back then. It was
97, man. I was still eating in 97.
yeah. That was my first job. I was like 20.
I did play with some mainframes back in 1992, right?
Oh, wow. Vax.
Yes, because I had to do some work experience, and I played with I think it was Honeywell mainframes. Yeah, that was 1992, and then I didn't touch any serious computers except for uni stuff, right?
You probably were on SunSparks.
We were actually not. Oh, actually, we did play Sunsparks, and Vax VMS.
Oh yeah, Vax. Yeah, I was at Macquarie, and our servers were both called Titanic and Pompeii. I know why they called the second year Titanic, because it was always going down. But
Yeah.
I know the third one's Krakatoa. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the good old days back then.
back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's all
Wow.
changed.
Last COBOL, man. All right. It's like,
I've never touched COBOL, never. Right, so I've kept my fingers clean and my soul untainted.
We're watching Shogun, and it just reminds me of The Last Samurai. Like, the Shogun, the TV series, just was like the last, OG dead man. That's it. It's a dying brew.
I did watch that
Specifically.
show. What's it called? Pantheon?
Pantheon's good,
Oh,
man. Yeah,
haven't seen that.
Pantheon's really good. Oh, Brendan, you will love it. Yeah,
But like, what did they do after the second season? Because the second season kind of, I don't know where you go
man.
from there, but yeah, it's like,
Yeah, what would you do with it? I think they crammed all the end game into the second season because they weren't going to refresh.
that makes
The last
sense.
two episodes pretty much got accelerated.
See, that's the problem with people.
Mainstream
Well, the mainstream people are really stupid, right? They have to be told a story. And see, for really good storytelling, you have to basically put world building into the beginning episodes. And then the people who are looking at these shows and seeing if they're going to be successful or not, they think boring, right? And they kill it.
Yeah, the Hollywood formula, yeah.
Yeah, and so what was it? The Terminator series. The Terminator series was absolutely wonderful.
Oh, Sarah Connor, yeah.
Yeah,
Sarah Connor.
It starts off really slow, right? You know, it's just all typical, Terminator this, Terminator that, right? However, they started getting really good. They started, showing how the Terminators are slowly becoming conscious and getting feelings and all sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And just at that, when it was just getting really, really good. Yeah.
Hey, what was I going to say? I forgot. My brain just does that every now and then. It'll be like, oh,
that's why we need AI. And we need extend the context window.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
Yeah.
So you were talking about storytelling.
Yes.
And I mean, because I was kind of following a director path in film, I got mentored a lot about storytelling. But one of the things is there was one director. He said, "You don't even the Hollywood formula is not the only way. In fact, he said that you don't even need a story. You just need to capture people's attention." And he said that the simplest thing is, for example, Steve Jobs' keynote for the iPhone. That wasn't a story. That didn't have a 1 act, 2 act, 3 act thing, and everyone was glued to the screen for 3 hours. Especially that moment where he takes the phone and he just does the rubber banding thing, and people just they lose their minds. That's just.
I was the opposite. I didn't think it was very special at all.
Oh yeah, but so that's the thing. So you have to qualify it. So that's, for example, like a movie trailer will qualify the audience so that by the time they get into the theater, they're already effective for the story. Whereas, So
no, I thought it was cool, but I was like, I've already seen smartphones before. Like Apple's smartphone was cool, but it wasn't new.
I thought the rubber banding was new.
Oh, I don't remember the rubber banding.
The rubber
What did he
banding
do with
with
the
the
rubber
pinch to
bands?
zoom. I know you saw pinch to zoom from that map dude.
Yeah.
There was a map dude before you did the pinch to zoom.
No, I can't remember. Yeah, but I just remember because we had a smartphone before the iPhone came out.
HP iPac.
Oh no,
PDA. That's what I had.
LG.
All right.
LG Korean smartphone. Right. So when I saw the iPhone, it was like, right. It's cool. The only thing I thought was cool was the fact that it had apps that you could download from an actual central repository.
Oh,
Because the LG was really good, had all the technology, but it didn't have apps. You had to get the apps that only from LG. And when it's from a centralized agency, you don't have much choice, right? So the App Store was amazing because they had lots of ads. And that was the thing, you had choice. And I thought that was cool, right? Because it's like, well, you've got a phone and you can download all these weird, funny playthings on it. Where LG went a little bit more serious route. They gave like productivity apps.
Well,
right?
You had Shockwave Flash that could do pretty much everything. But apparently that ate the CPU and battery life. So they had to kill it. Well, I mean, that's the official story anyway.
Yeah, it's a good point there. But like The Man from Earth, I don't know if you guys seen that.
I think I have. Is that the one where he lives forever?
Yes.
No.
Don't spoil it. In case someone's watching. No, it's but it was just literally what 5 or 6 people in a room.
Yeah.
Right. And that was very good storytelling. Right. And then there's other Sunlight Express, which is about 3 people, I think it is. Sunlight Express, have you seen that?
Is that the one where they're in the diner? I can't remember.
No, they're just in the apartment building.
I could have. I might.
Some guy's going to commit suicide or something like that, and
it's gripping. It's gripping.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's just two people. I think there may be the third person in the whole thing.
And like, look, a Lex Friedman podcast with one other person, and that will like get people who are into it. That's all they need. So so from your point about storytelling, there's so many ways to do it, but when you've got that much money on the line, they kind of defer back to the Hollywood formula, because you know how it came about? Some dude just decided to write, this is the formula, and people follow it so closely that even down to the page number, at this point in the story, this has to happen, and they put it in, and you see so many movies they'll do that.
Wow.
It's just
safe. Yeah.
accountability. Someone was wanting. Oh no, that was Bo. He wanted to talk about something. But he's not
These
here.
guys are so flaky.
Oh, it's a Friday. It's a Friday.
Do vote for it too. It's so bad.
I mean, I had a few questions lined up, but they're a bit boring. What about you, Brendan? What do you got?
Well, let's do the elephant in the room. AI.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it comes back into the adoption of artificial intelligence, okay? Because a lot of people are like, how fast it's going to be adopted. So last year was there was an issue. Obviously, ChatGPT and all that stuff came out, right? But there was slowed down by supply chain issues. Right?
Okay. Yep.
There wasn't enough compute. AMD, NVIDIA couldn't produce enough chips. There was a little big issue. Everyone and his dog tried to buy GPUs. Very, very hard to get. And so they're constrained, right? So that put a lot of slowdowns on AI adoption, right? It also caused, in my opinion, OpenAI to actually cripple their models a little bit, make them a little bit more dumb, because they just didn't have enough compute to go around. And so it was very, very hard to actually run these models without either waiting for the free models, or if you're even used expensive models, you often got limited to a number of chats per hour. And I predicted last year that this year would be the year of hardware. And so far, we are good to go. So
What's
AMD's running hot. Huh?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Keep going. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, that's right. AMD's running hot with their MX 300s.
MI300X.
MI300X, sorry. Oh, God. I'm a little bit cuckoo. So they brought that out, and that was really impressive. And the good thing about that was the fact that it allowed you to run a similar model as two H100s, because it had extra RAM.
Oh, right. I think they could run a 70 billion parameter model in like 30 words per minute or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
it was
Yeah,
what was the
very
impressive thing? Well, actually, it wasn't. Well, it was impressive for technology people, but I think the public missed it. Was the fact that when Lisa Su showed Falcon running directly in
That's the one.
one card, everyone was like, "Seen that before."
That was
but they
Falcon
didn't
4D.
realize.
Yep.
Yeah, they didn't realize it was just running in one card, right? And
Yeah,
so
they
that
didn't
was
get
really,
it.
really amazing,
Yeah.
right?
They didn't get it.
So that's kind of cool. Obviously, NVIDIA's now come out with the H200s, right, which has extra more RAM.
So what's the new one after the Grace
B100 and
E100s.
Yeah.
That's the bigger
B200
chip,
as
right?
well.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And what's the
That's-
bigger chip called? Like,
Oh God, I can't remember now. The other one was Grace Hopper.
yeah,
This one
Hopper
is
was the small one. I just remember him saying, "It's okay, Grace Hopper." That's all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I don't remember what it called the new
Can't
one.
remember. It's just
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's coming to scale, and it slots straight in. It's just a hot swap with all
and
of the
that's
Grace
the
Hopper
clever
hardware.
part. Yeah, that's the really clever part. This fact that they made it so that it can just slot into existing hardware, or the chassis that you've already got.
And S3 is coming up. Acer, I'm sure, is ramping up with that stuff. I mean, they have to be. They're with OpenAI.
Well,
That's
yeah.
what they
So
want to run
Meta
everything.
is also they were talking about how they have 300,000 NVIDIA cards and another 300,000 other cards, which we suspected would be like AMD and other ones.
They
But
must
then you
get
got
an ROI, because can you imagine because that how badly will that technology age, and like your capital investment just goes through the floor. They must know what they're doing if they're going to get that much hardware.
yeah.
There's plenty of utilization for it because once the new cards come in, they swap it out and they put it into a secondary data center for it to be leveraged for the others.
So they like
So it's it's leveraged by the cloud infrastructure.
The more you buy, the more you save.
Yeah.
baked beans.
Yeah.
Yes.
How funny was Jensen was like, even if our competitors offered it for free because our cards are so more efficient, right? We'd still
the energy.
The energy costs pay
gosh.
off and total cost of ownership.
I should have bought NVIDIA stock. I don't know if it's too
I think
late.
we all should have.
Hey,
Everyone's
I
like,
was
is
talking
it
about this,
peaking?
like,
Is it peaking or what? Yeah.
I'm surprised, because I think Dan and I, we got in around that time. So we should have,
you're still
I
going
thought
up.
we were like, we're telling everyone to buy. I think Brendan was like, nah, I'm for AMD, and he bought some AMD, but he sold it.
Yeah, I know.
AMD went good. AMD
did go well.
I remember when AMD was $3 billion. The whole thing.
Yeah.
And then
Well, AMD's done a lot of smart things, so
Ryzen.
You see George Hotz just bailed on AMD though, on his tiny box.
Oh really?
no.
So you know how he's going to build the tiny box with 6 of those 7900 XTX.
Yeah, well, it's not competitive anymore, is it?
Yeah. Well, no, it's because the drivers, they won't open source the drivers.
Oh my gosh.
They're like,
The
it's a
art-
consumer card.
That's
we're
just
not
poetic.
Yeah.
AMD have been abandoned because of their drivers.
Exactly. And so now, like George Hutch has just gone to 4090s and 10s torrents from the chip guy.
NVIDIA 4090s. That's okay. Well, I mean, he must know what he's doing. I mean, he did predict GPT-4 12 months
It
before.
defeats the purpose because he was trying to compete against NVIDIA in the first place, right?
How did he figure out it was mixed experts, 220 billion parameters? How did he know?
Silicon Valley, yeah. But Jim Keller, that chip guy from Tesla, right? He's the one that came up with 10 torrent, and so George Hotz tested that out, and I was like, this is the future. So I don't know why I'm spending my time on AMD anymore.
Speaking of hardware, have you seen that? I'm not sure if it's a big news thing, but there's some company developing light circuits. So,
photonic stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
yeah, that channel.
Beth
the lady.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh no, what? Wait, which lady?
There's a lady who's a light transport. I'm not sure what she is, but she designs chips and she has a channel.
Right.
And that's where I heard it. It was like a company that uses light. And
you mean energy-based models or light-based models?
It has some sort of. It doesn't use silicon. It uses some sort of lithium something, because apparently silicon is not opaque in the visible spectrum, and this other thing is, so it can transport light and function in a similar way as a circuit, except it can do it at 1/400th the energy and 1,000 times faster.
Yeah. The name is Enstasi in text. Enstasi in text.
Yes, that's still good.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So she's really good. She does a lot of she works, obviously microchip design, and goes through a lot of the technology. But there's also Cerberus. Is it Cerberus? Yeah.
Cerberus.
So they're brought at the wafer scale 3, right? So that's a whole wafer. Yeah, that's right. About 900,000 cores on board. And
they were very low clocked. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
They were touting about that. But I think on the light-based stuff, I think that Beth Jesus guy, his company Extropic. Yeah, his name is Gil, right? Real life Gil. Former DeepMind, not DeepMind, former Google X guy. And he was like a quantum machine learning guy.
Yeah, he had a master's or PhD in quantum physics.
Yeah, the quantum computing wasn't going to pan out in the short term because you got to do all this error correction, and the amount of energy you put in to try to get the error out is like pretty much going to make it not efficient in the first place. So he's like, all right, let's just go back to thermodynamics, and he started to look at energy-based models, which is it's been around for a while. It's just never had the hardware to try to do it. So he's launched this new type of chip that uses that energy-based models to actually reflect just how neurons fire based on when it goes above a certain trigger. It's kind of like the model weights. Basically.
Oh, is that how we do it?
Yeah, so he's pretty much created the equivalent of an actual neuron, right, in that chip level. So that's the new type of chip. Then you'll need a new type of model, like the energy-based models, to scale that out. That's probably where you can actually get the efficiencies as opposed to using silicon or using the current architectures and just keep scaling out and make the chips bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah. And then they could possibly
accelerate,
turn the whole Earth and turn the whole solar system and the whole galaxy and the whole universe into one big.
What do they call it? Computronium. Yes.
Yeah.